I called my son to say happy birthday, but he said, "We don't celebrate with you anymore." Those words hit harder than I can explain. I froze. The phone was still in my hand, pressed against my ear, but my heart felt like it had dropped somewhere on the floor. It was early morning, the kind of quiet morning I usually enjoy. Sunlight coming through the kitchen window, the sound of birds outside, and the smell of coffee slowly filling the house. I had even put out a small plate of cookies, like I always used to when he was little. It was my small tradition. Every year on his birthday, I'd call him early, before anyone else did. I dialed his number with a smile. I could already picture his voice. That same cheerful tone he had as a boy when he'd say, "Hi, Mom." But this time, it was different. When he answered, his tone was flat, cold, almost tired. I said softly, "Hi, sweetheart. Happy birthday." There was a small pause. I thought maybe he was surprised or emotional, but then he sighed and said, "Mom, we don't celebrate with you anymore." I actually laughed a little, thinking he was joking. "Oh, come on, David, don't be silly. What do you mean?" But he didn't laugh. His voice stayed the same, calm, serious, final. "Oh, Mom, please. Let's not do this again. We just don't, okay?" And then he hung up, just like that. No goodbye. No thank you. No, I love you. I sat there staring at the phone in my hand. For a moment, I thought maybe I heard him wrong. Maybe it was bad reception. Maybe he was upset about something else. I even thought about calling him back. But I didn't. I just sat there in the kitchen, the clock ticking, the coffee going cold. I whispered to myself, "We don't celebrate with you anymore." The words sounded unreal, like they belonged to someone else's life, not mine. I got up and slowly walked around the house. Every step felt heavy. Every corner held a memory. The wall near the hallway still had faint pencil marks from when he measured his height as a child. The old couch where he'd fall asleep watching cartoons. The shelf where his soccer trophy still sat, gathering dust. I touched it gently. The gold color had faded, but his name was still there. David Johnson, first place. He was 9 years old then. I still remember how proud he looked when he won. I made his favorite dinner that night. Mashed potatoes and chicken. He hugged me and said, "You're the best mom in the world." And now, we don't celebrate anymore. I sat down on that couch and cried. Not loudly, just quiet tears that rolled down my face, one after another. You know that kind of crying where you can't make a sound because if you do, you might break completely? That was me. I kept asking myself, what did I do? When did I become someone he didn't want around? Maybe it started years ago, when I divorced his father. He was young, but he saw everything. I tried so hard to keep his world peaceful. I tried to be strong. I worked 2 jobs. I never missed a parent-teacher meeting. But maybe, in trying to hold everything together, I forgot how much he was hurting. As he grew older, we started talking less. He got busy, then distant. I blamed time. I blamed adulthood. But maybe the truth was simpler. Maybe he just grew tired of me. He stopped visiting on holidays, then birthdays, and finally, even calls felt like a favor. Still, I never gave up. Every year I baked a small cake, lit 1 candle, and whispered a prayer for him. I'd look at his picture and say, "Happy birthday, my boy. I love you." That morning after he hung up, I looked at the cake I'd baked the night before. Just a small one. Chocolate, his favorite. I had even written his name with shaky icing. "Happy birthday, David." I looked at it for a long time, then quietly blew out the candle. The house felt heavier than ever. The next few days passed in silence. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't want to hear people say, "That's how kids are these days." No, I didn't want excuses. I just wanted my son back. A week later, I took out a box from under my bed. It had everything from his childhood. Drawings, school photos, his first letter from summer camp, I held one picture where he was smiling wide, missing a front tooth, his little hand holding mine. I remember the day it was taken. He was scared to go to school, so I told him, "You'll be fine. I'll be right here when you come back." I always kept that promise. I was always there. And yet now, I was the one he didn't want around. That night, I wrote him a letter. "Dear David, I don't know what made you say what you did. Maybe I hurt you somehow. If I did, I'm sorry. I never wanted to be a part of your pain. I only ever wanted to be your home. If you ever need me, I'm still here. Same number, same house, same heart." I folded the letter carefully and put it back in the box. I didn't send it. Maybe one day he'll find it. Maybe when I'm gone. Days passed, then weeks. I stopped checking my phone. I stopped baking. I just went through my days quietly, doing little things. Watering the plants, knitting, feeding the stray cat that came by my door every evening. Life became slow, still. Then one afternoon, the doorbell rang. I opened the door and froze. It was my granddaughter, Emily. She was holding a small cake in her hands. She smiled shyly and said, "Dad told me to bring this. He said it's from him and from me." My heart stopped. I asked softly, "How's your dad?" She looked down for a second, then said, "He's sorry. He said he misses you." I couldn't hold back my tears. I hugged her tightly, and she hugged me back just as hard. Her little arms reminded me so much of David when he was her age. That same warmth, that same heartbeat. Later that night, my phone rang. I saw his name on the screen, David. My hands trembled as I answered. "Mom?" His voice was quiet, hesitant. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I was angry. Not at you, just at everything. I thought keeping distance would make things easier, but it didn't." I took a deep breath, trying to hold my tears. "You don't have to explain, sweetheart," I said softly. "I'm just glad you called," he said. "Can we come over tomorrow? Emily wants to see you again." I smiled. My voice cracked when I said, "Of course, always." When they came the next day, the house felt alive again. The smell of laughter, the sound of little feet, the warmth I had missed for so long. David looked around quietly, at the old photos, the worn couch, the cake on the table. He whispered, "You never changed this place." I smiled. "It's your home. I was just keeping it safe." He hugged me then, tight like he used to when he was small. I felt his tears on my shoulder and I whispered, "It's okay. You came back. That's all that matters." We sat together for hours, talking, laughing a little, crying a little more. Time had built a wall between us, but love tore it down that day. And as I watched my son and granddaughter eat cake, I thought to myself, sometimes the people we love just lose their way. But if we keep our hearts open, they always find the road back home. Because love doesn't stop when words hurt. It waits, it forgives, it endures in silence. So if you're watching this, call your mother, call your father, say I love you, before life makes you wish you had. And if this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Your small support helps keep these stories alive, for all the hearts that learn to heal quietly.